Hello. Hi YouTube. This is my first proper vlog since I did those chemtrail things about 2 months ago. Yeah, a few people have asked that I should go and make a proper vlog or blog or whatever you call it, just to talk about some of the things that I've posted to other people's sites and have a proper discussion about what's actually going on. I don't know, it's such a vast subject, what's going on in this world that we live in, that it's difficult to sort of quantify and get something like a specific overview of what's going on. I think possibly the most important thing to say is that basically what we see around us is all a reflection of the inner conflict of humanity, in a sense. I think what's going on is humanity is essentially at war with itself. It's something that Baudrillard speaks a lot about, but the idea of like September 11th was actually created, in a sense, through the violent society of the sort of Western idiom. I mean, putting aside the fact that we all know, you know, the whole thing is bullshit, really. But that's the essential crux of the matter, I think, is the fact that humanity is at war with itself, and it's the internal conflict, the internal strife that's driving that. And until we actually focus on the internal situation of our own consciousness, then our own exterior environment and perspectives won't be changed in any significant manner, and we're still going to get this war, this conflict, this nightmare world that we live in that's rapidly degenerating into a Big Brother style society, which is something that is very, very evident in this country. I mean, something that you can see all over the world, but here especially. I mean, just the other day they were talking about in Warrington, which is just up the road from where I am, these flying drones that are designed to hover about 800 feet in the air and constantly monitor the populace. And we're always having helicopters flying over all the time here, and it just seems to be constant surveillance, constant monitoring. And they've slipped this in under the guise of road safety and street safety and child safety, you know. And it's a lot of people sort of perceive this as just another element of the nanny state, another element of this control that's put on us in a superficial manner. But really, it reflects the wider issue of how humanity is subjugated. I mean, if you go like all the way through past all the conspiracy, past all the evident one world government, new world order factors that are coming in, they're only doing this because we let them, because we are asleep, we're blind to the fact that we have immense power. We have the power to change our world, you know, within and without. You know, and when we finally realise that, I think it's happened. I mean, it's well publicised, the consciousness shift that's happening. Even though, you know, elements of this one world government are trying to hijack that, which is seen through the sort of fake environmental movement. I mean, we can get started on global warming and absolute nonsense that is. I mean, if anyone really wants to research this subject properly, one of the starting points I would suggest is a documentary that was on Channel 4 here a couple of years ago called The Great Global Warming Swindle. So if you just put that into Google, video, YouTube, whatever, you should be able to find a decent copy of that, and that'll get you started on the right track when it comes to that. I mean, really, it's a futile battle in a sense, because if we accept the concept that this reality, this sphere that we live in, is created from within, because like all the world around us is all just codes and frequencies, and we just interpret that into this world. I mean, the human being essentially is blind. We only see, was it 5% of the electromagnetic spectrum. I don't think it's even that. I think it's like 0.001 or something ridiculous. And that is only a tiny fraction of what actually exists in matter. You know, so there's an immense amount that we see. I mean, to even consider that like 0.005% of the universe is all we can perceive, and the vastness that we can perceive out there, it just boggles the mind. But anyway, getting a bit sidetracked, which you can do because it's such a vast subject, such a vast area when you consider the sort of human consciousness and human perception. It's very easy to get sidetracked in these little cul-de-sacs. So I probably need to structure one of these videos a bit better, talk about specific things. I mean, a big issue at the moment is fluoride coming into the water, sodium fluoride, which is an absolute poison. And it just absolutely disgusts me, the fact that they're still trying to push this poison onto people. I really despair at the attitude of some people in this country and around the world. But anyway, moving on a bit. The key tenet to remember in any discussion is the fact that we deny ourselves power because we believe we are powerless. And when we come to realise that we shape our own reality, we actually create the world that we live in through our own conscious and unconscious thought, then we can realise that we have the power to change. We have the power to, not violently, but in a spirit of non-cooperation on a mass scale, is to reject this control, this Orwellian nightmare that's approaching, and take control and start to create a world where fairness and honesty, justice, liberty, freedom, real freedom, not what they tell you is freedom, can start to manifest itself. And perhaps we finally may achieve what we're meant to achieve, which, in the words of Kennedy, is to be free and independent. Thank you. I'll just see if I can turn this off. And I'll see you later.